The Tennessee 3 includes 2 members who were kicked out of their seats. That's Justin Jones and Justin Pearson. Well, good news. That didn't last all that long, because the people got to say who was going to represent them in the interim. And they selected Justin Jones and Justin Pearson.
I do not take this vote lightly.
The integrity of this House has been...
Ooh, wait a minute. That ain't even what I want to show you. This is what I want to show you. We're going to get to that in a moment. That's just the start. There is something else, though. This is from none other than Fox News. It's my great pleasure to show you this right now. Memphis panel to vote on reinstating Justin Pearson of Tennessee 3 Wednesday, rejoining Justin Jones. And I'll tell you, that panel voted to reinstate the man.
Inferior insulation like
Great.
This, or no insulation at all.
A Memphis panel is expected to vote Wednesday, they did, on whether to reinstate Tennessee lawmaker Justin Pearson, they did, who along with fellow Democrat Representative Justin Jones gained national recognition and praise from the White House. Yeah, spotlight got on him, rightly so, after being booted from the Republican-run state legislature for using a bullhorn and speaking out of turn. How dare those black fellas speak out of turn on the House floor regarding gun control. Democrats Pearson, Jones, and Representative Gloria Johnson, dubbed the Tennessee 3, faced possible expulsion for disorderly behavior after they interrupted a House session on March 30th in the wake of a shooting carried out. Oh, I do love when you're reading a Fox article. Carried out by a transgender activist at a Christian school that left 3 9-year-olds and 3 adults dead just 3 days prior. The takeaway from that being a mentally unstable person shot 12 people. Johnson, no, 6 people. Johnson, who is white and reportedly did not use a bullhorn to engage gun control protesters, survived by 1 vote, whereas the state House voted Thursday to expel Jones and Pearson, who are both black. Tennessee House Republicans, who hold a 75-23 supermajority, denied allegations of racism after expelling the black lawmakers, who the party said led disrespectful and deliberate efforts to disrupt business. In other words, they got themselves into what is known as good trouble. Update on that little article: Pearson and Jones were both restored to their seats, at least temporarily. But it gets even better, you see. It gets even better. And that is because newly readmitted representatives Justin Jones and Justin Pearson, since they are now considered new members, are allowed to submit 15 bills each. Know what they plan to use those 15 bills for? Well, that'd be gun control. So, let's just recap events regarding the Tennessee 3. Republicans, as always, decided to do nothing when children and teachers were murdered at a school by the same kind of gun that's always murdering folks in the United States. In response to that, Jones, Pearson, and Johnson, now dubbed the Tennessee 3, they led a protest. Because their constituents were being murdered, and the representatives in Tennessee weren't willing to do anything about it. So these ones, the Tennessee 3, led a protest, and for daring to demand that the representatives get to work and protect the citizens. Well, the rest of the Tennessee representatives there, they booted out the 2 black members of the Tennessee 3. not only were they overruled by more powerful forces, being the people in the panel, now those representatives can submit 15 bills. And because they can submit those bills, the Tennessee Republicans are going to have to vote no 15 times for protecting their constituents. Is it a totally positive story? No. We would be better served to live in a country where there is not one party just letting its constituents be murdered, of course. But the good news is the bad guys are dummies. They're real dumb. And the good guys are real smart. They're tenacious, and the people support them. And it gets better. Now I want to show you that other video. Because elsewhere, you get to see what it looks like when Republicans boot somebody under correct circumstances.
I do not take this vote lightly.
The integrity of this House has been jeopardized.
With 46 of the House's 60 members voting in favor,
The board has decided her fate.
Representative Liz Harris was expelled from the Arizona House of Representatives.
This was an example of how you need to toe the line. You need to toe the line. If you don't toe the line, this is what happens.
But Harris wasn't removed for not towing the line, but for disorderly behavior. In essence, for lying and concealing information about what was to be presented at a February election meeting.
Secretary, please call the roll.
That's where a speaker that Harris invited made outlandish and false claims, accusing the Church of Latter-day Saints of money laundering and state officials like the Republican House Speaker and Governor Katie Hobbs of taking bribes from the cartels.
Arizona public officials accepting bribes include members of the legislature, the executive branches of the state government, more than 24 judges on the Maricopa County Superior Court.
The claims were easily disproven, and the Ethics Committee investigation found Harris was in constant communication with the Speaker and knew the details of the presentation despite claims to the contrary.
Once again, I stand with the truth and I stand with integrity.
But the majority of her
That lady that just said she stands with the truth. Great piece of editing there by that news station. That lady that just said she stands with the truth clearly doesn't, because she lied. The ethics investigation demonstrated that she lied. So no, she doesn't stand with the truth. She, in fact, is a liar. That's just a statement of reality you're going to have to deal with, no matter where you stand. She is a liar.
Her Republican counterparts disagreed.
Yesterday, when I got the document, the whole disclosure, I actually took a highlighter and I went through it all.
Representative David Livingston joined 17 other Republican members voting for her removal, who believes the expulsion was needed to both hold her accountable.
Pack your and walk out. How you feel about that box? Is that heavy? Is it heavy? Yeah. Don't worry, you're not going to have to bring it back.
And maintain the chamber's integrity.
It was necessary. The members that just voted today will always remember if they press green or red. Always.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news.
No worries, brother. Yeah, this is another one to share with the MAGA folks in your community. If you get a chance, show the contrast. Why some people should be expelled, and why they're MAGA. But more importantly, let's get to the initial issue that the Tennessee Three were talking about. pinned in the live chat and available in the description of the VOD and, hell, the live show, is a petition to federally ban assault weapons. Sign that. The petition could get 10 million signatures, and on its own, it will not ban assault weapons. But what it will do is give the people who want to ban assault weapons something to point to say, look, the people of America agree with this. So help them out. Sign the thing. Change.org is a wonderful organization. It's not used entirely for good, and I think that speaks to its credit. It is a tool. Let's use it. It is a way to aggregate the opinions of Americans. Let us show that Americans are sick of kids getting murdered in school. And of course, pay attention to politics in your state, and don't be afraid to let your representative know what you think of their decisions, regardless of what party they're in. You can find your representatives with a link available in the description. Ooh, let's have a look at what the wicked community. Dustin Buck, see if you can ban guns. Why can't we ban cell phones and automobiles? Well, let's address that. It's a great question. What stops anybody from doing that? You got 13 signatures on your little petition now. We have to listen to you? First of all, on my petition, we got 15 signatures. So get your facts straight. Second, that's not my petition. That is a petition with 57,000 signatures currently on it. I'm trying to knock it up to 75. But you asked the question, which is a fair one. See, if you can ban guns, why can't we ban your cell phones and automobiles? Well, the thing is, we do. We ban their use while driving. That is illegal. Now, there's a conversation to be had about how dangerous misusing a cell phone while driving is, and how do we pair that with enforcement. And what America seems to have arrived at, which I think I agree with, is that a police officer can pull you over and write you a ticket if you're caught fiddling around with your cell phone while you're driving. So, yes, in short, that's correct. In fact, let's just keep that going. Imagine for a moment that you had a license required, just like you have a license required to use a car. You had a license required to own a firearm, and you could get it revoked for irresponsible use of that firearm, like, say, lending it out willy-nilly. That's the sort of thing I'm advocating for. Also from Dustin Buck, bro, you are a joke. Yeah. You should bring a petition to ban all cell phones and driving, then we can just be done with all of this. You can feel safe in your own little world, and we just have to live with it. Yeah, as I said, we've already got that, and I think it's good. Leon Chevalier says, and a higher standard of living. Oh, I didn't see the comment that led into that. And I don't have the context, but it looks like an interesting conversation going on in the comments. But hey, if you're in the wicked community, remember, if you're right, ain't no reason to be angry. So be right. Show them why. If you got a case to make it. But remember, baby, we're cold as ice here. And it's good to see you again, Dustin Buck. I know you tend not to agree with my stances on things, but I do appreciate having opinions from outside of the old echo chamber, because I don't want this to be an echo chamber. And to you specifically, Dustin Buck, let me pitch you Friday Peace Talks. If you think I'm misinformed, for example, if you think the rest of these folks are misinformed, help inform us. Friday Peace Talks. Find a 9 o'clock, it's 9 p.m. Eastern time on Friday that the show starts. Find a clip that you think we should watch to get educated, and we'll watch it together, live. And if I'm wrong, I'll eat my words. I've done it before. In fact, look on Salty Saturday, a men's rights activist convinced me of a point he was making. Not that your old pal Jake can't be swayed, but we are going to look at these pieces critically, and this is where things might make you a little nervous. We're going to fact check what the person's saying. But we'll do it live so you can see it, and if you disagree with the fact check, you can express why you disagree with it. Overall, I think it's a healthy thing for us to do, because if we don't want to just, have all the two political parties go into one giant alley with a bunch of chains and knives and work it out once and for all, if that's what we're trying to avoid, well, gosh, we should probably make an effort to understand what each other is thinking and why we think it. Speaking of, let's talk about Rudy Giuliani. I think this might be good for us all to hear. During the time that the Trump team was well, I just realized I haven't stopped recording the old thing.